Okay, change of plans. I'm not gonna do another slash new recommendation video before this weekend's Cinemadrome Film Festival because schedule problems, personal bullshit, and my back is killing me. And because of my back, I'm not sure can I watch every single movie in that festival. So I'm gonna do Cinemadrome Film Festival video if I'm able to see enough movies. If I'm not gonna do videos. So that sucks. And I tried to do one makeup video, so there's not gonna be two different makeup videos. So I try. Let's see what happens. I try my best. This sucks. And because of this, I thought I should do something else quickly. And in my one fake win video, I talked about Sid Haig and Rob Zombie movies. And in that video, I talked that I said I can talk. I said that I haven't seen Tree from Hell yet, but I saw it a couple of days ago. I thought let's talk about quickly Tree from Hell, the last part of Firefly trilogy, and quickly about Rob Zombie movies. And why I like to talk about Rob Zombie movies, because I think that guy is way too easy to target, because many of my friends, they love to hate Rob Zombie movies. I love his music, but also I have to say, as a director, he's kind of hit and miss. But everything isn't his fault. Many people love to hate Rob Zombie because of his Halloween remakes, Halloween 1 and 2. But if I understood correctly, those movies are what they are because of Weinstein brothers, because of Harvey Weinstein, if I remember correctly. So, and many people love to say that Rob Zombie raped Halloween franchise. Well, have you seen Halloween 6? So there are those movies aren't the worst thing in Halloween franchise. That is very weird franchise, and that movie has that franchise has lots of different problems, and Rob Zombie isn't the biggest problem in that franchise. And many of my friends, one of the reasons why I love to talk about this movie now is lots of friends of mine have said that this is one of the worst horror sequels ever, and I think really, because when somebody says something like that, then there's of course a list in my head about different horror movies that, and in those movies everything is wrong. I can't give even one good point slash star, and you know what I'm trying to say. So I'm confused because I thought this was the second best movie in the trilogy, and I'm not joking. And now everybody's gonna hate me. "No, don't you like that bad movie?" Well, can I give a couple of examples? Well, a couple of points. The the first movie, House of 1000 Corpses, I think that's okay movie, but that movie has lots of problems. And there are so much stuff what you can remove from that movie and nothing wouldn't change. And you can really see that that is Rob Zombie's first movie. There is so much filler in that movie. And sorry. And the good guys, our main characters in that movie, I think they are pretty bad. They're boring. And the bad guys were the stars. And that is why The Devil's Reject is so good. To me, it's almost perfect movie, and it really focus on these bad guys, and we get to know them, and I to me, it's something very unique because you don't know that well, even a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, bad guys, and so on. You know what I'm trying to say? That you are cheering these bad guys, and it feels weird and good at the same time. And also the that brother character in that movie who wants revenge, that also good. And also you can really see that these bad guys, this family, they care about each other. And that is something what I also liked in this movie. There are lots of different scenes that these family members, these characters, they care about each other. They also talk about their dead family members and how they miss them. So I thought this movie has surprisingly a lot of heart. And this new guy, this stepbrother character played by Richard Brake, I thought that it was surprisingly good. And of course, that character scenes there were planned partly to Sid Haig, but and many people are they many of my friends they hate this movie mostly because of two reasons, two main reasons why they hate this movie. Sid Haig had such a small role, and this repeats too much stuff from Devil's Rejects, and I understand that this is too much like Devil's Reject. Like, well, spoilers. In the beginning, there's like this big escape scene. Like in Devil's Reject, they escape from their home, and now there's a prison escape, and later hostage situation where the characters reunite, and after that they have to find a safe place in Ken Foree's place in Devil's Reject, and now they go to Mexico. So the story structure is almost the same, and in that way, it feels like lazy writing. But you have to remember that you have to know that this movie had so much different changes, little bit before the main shoot. Sid Haig originally had a way bigger role, but he was so ill, so he couldn't do much. So it's always a filmmaker's nightmare when you have to do big changes when you're filming or just before the main shoot. So in this Blu-ray, there's like 90-minute long making of documentary. Even if you don't like this movie, I highly recommend to watch this making of, because even you wouldn't like this movie, you will respect this movie way more. How much details there was. They really wanted to make this sequel to Devil's Reject. That is a very crazy idea to do Devil's Rejects sequel, because in that movie the ending was so wonderful. And now in this making of documentary, well, before this making of, when I was watching this movie, I thought there are so many details in this movie, and I like it. Of course, there are in Rob Zombie style. There are lots of different B and cult movie tributes, and I always love watching these different movies when you can immediately recognize a director's style, even without the sound, and because this movie doesn't look like a basic Hollywood horror movie. It's a very personal looking movie. It's very Rob Zombie looking movie, and that's always nice. That even this movie had a small budget, $3 million budget. This looks more expensive. The gore is good, and there are so much stuff, so much energy. But I understand that this is kind of a little bit all over the place. But they had so many problems too, and they didn't have any. They didn't have many shooting days either. So this was almost like impossible thing. They wanted to do this. This was something what these guys, Rob Zombie and their team wanted to do, and they tried their best. And they had so many problems and small budget. This wasn't something what studio ordered, and they would be like, okay, let's do this because we don't have anything else to do. So I respect this. And in this movie, I think there are like uh, the best and worst parts of Rob Zombie's movies. I mean, the visual style and the energy and so on. I haven't seen Dirty One yet, but there are some elements also from Lords of Salem, and I think that's a very underrated movie. Atmosphere is good, acting is good. It's slow burn movie. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and also this movie isn't everybody's cup of tea. And many people also they like the beginning, but I have to say that things go so fast. because of that news reporter and documentary kind of style. You can watch this as a sequel or a standalone movie, and I think because of that, the I like the beginning of this movie pretty much, and of course, Sid Haig's role was only in the beginning, but they later talk about Captain Spaulding and also their brother Tiny and so on, how they miss those guys. So it feels like Captain Spaulding is still around them. So I don't buy this bullshit like Sid Haig was only in the beginning and now the movie is shit because there's so much heart. How these bad guys care about each other. They miss their dead family members and now they realize they're alone. They can't continue this stuff what they're doing. They have to escape. They have to change. And baby Firefly has this wonderful scene with this little Mexican guy, and and it feels like this little guy could be a new family member. And I think that was a very good scene. Baby talks about this little guy, how that little guy reminds uh, his brother Tiny, and how he miss him. And also in that scene, also you can feel that how also Baby misses Captain Spaulding and so on. But one of the reasons why I also like the beginning is that um, now they are famous, like Manson family, like Public Enemies number one, and I thought that was pretty good. And Otis hasn't changed. That's a strong character, and later he escapes and with his stepbrother, and they meet Danny Trejo from Devil's Rejects. Danny doesn't remember Otis, but Otis remembers Danny Trejo, and Danny gets killed in pretty awful way, and later Danny's son wants revenge, and of course that son has some uh, bad guys around him. So it's like the same thing like in Devil's Rejects. Now there isn't brother character who wants revenge. Now there's son character, and because Captain Spaulding was the main evil, the police execute him in jail. So now the kids are alone and they don't know what to do. And now the baby is in jail. And if you have seen the other movies, you know what kind of character is baby. And I like these choices what they made. What prison does to baby Firefly? Now that character is way more crazier, and now that character needs um, there's the one scene like that baby is smoking weed because before that scene in other movies I thought a baby just uses alcohol. That baby doesn't use drugs or anything. But now what prison has done to baby, I thought okay, yeah, smoke that shit and relax. And so there are many different choices, and I understand that some feel parts feel like out of place, but uh, almost every scene had function, and they had a point, and the story goes on, and so I think uh, this the stuff in this movie they have a point and the characters are good. In the House of 1000 Corpses, there are so many stuff what you can remove, and nothing wouldn't change the thing. And the main good guys in House of 1000 Corpses, I thought those characters were just boring and they weren't that good. This has more and better, more good characters and so much good energy, and the gore was good, and the scenes what were trying to be funny, I laughed, and the things were trying to be disturbing. I was disturbed. I mean, this hostage situation, this hostage thing, I can't talk. It's not that difficult word. This hostage situation, and when baby is out of jail because Otis planned that this one doctor character gets a baby out of jail that works, and now they reunite, and now hostages, they get killed, and that scene was actually pretty disturbing. It's been a while when I saw something so disturbing and filthy and also full of black comedy. But I wasn't laughing. I was like, oh, holy shit. I mean, this is very simple, but still pretty powerful stuff. I mean, wow. And even the story didn't surprise me at all, but these different changes, what they did with characters, and this had so much heart, good heart, and the dialogue, it wasn't just cursing. I mean, 3 out of 5. Same points I give to House of 1,000 Corpses. But if I have to choose now at the moment which one is better, it's this, because, well, I said my reason earlier. So, but Devil's Rejects, I think it's 4.5 out of 5, and uh, now, um, I kind of understand why some people hate this movie, but I really like this, and I think after this video now I'm gonna rewatch this movie because I thought, well, no, many of my friends said that this was the worst thing ever, and now, of course, I didn't have lots of expect. I didn't expect much, so I think that is why this was such a great positive surprise for me. And every movie has its problems, but uh, good energy, good characters, a lot of gore, and sometimes just that is good enough for me. Lots of details, and again, what's the making of documentary? You know, there, and you see there's a lot of stuff in this movie. Um, and again, if you even you don't like this movie, after the making of documentary, you can see that they had to make a lot of different changes, and I mean this in best possible way. That inside this movie there is a better movie. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, I don't know what else to say at the moment, but let's see what happens in Cinemadrome Film Festival, and what my back says, and can I even watch even one single movie? I hope I can, and I hope I can do a new makeup video as soon as possible. So let's see what happens. I hope I can get even some kind of material from that weekend. So new stuff coming soon, I hope, and of course next time when I do a movie recommendation or a movie review or something like this, I'm not gonna do this stuff quickly as this, like without editing and so on. So take care, bye, see you soon.